Steve Rogers, aka the shield-rocking, bullet-blocking, wood-chopping, Thanos-stopping, steroid-popping Captain America, became Earth's first superhero after receiving the Super Soldier Serum. He spent 66 years frozen in ice, was recovered by S.H.I.E.L.D., and became a founding member of the Avengers. He went on to almost pick up a hammer, then pick up a hammer, and then return to the 1950s to slow dance with Peggy Carter. But where does the world's first superhero lie in terms of power? We'll rank him according to Marvel Comics' own power grid system in 6 categories to answer the question, how powerful is the MCU Captain America really? So Captain America has shown loads of feats of strength across the MCU. He's thrown men easily over 10 foot in the air, at least twice. He's broken the window on a submarine while underwater. He's KO'd regular soldiers with just a single blow. He's torn logs in half. He's kicked a car into someone and sent them flying backwards, and generally kicked people around a whole lot. I love how this guy just drops, man. On the higher side of his feats, he's held a helicopter in place as it was trying to take off. In The Winter Soldier, he deadlifted an immensely heavy steel beam off Bucky long enough for him to escape, and even held back Thanos briefly in Infinity War. He was also strong enough to knock Thanos around a little bit in the final battle of Endgame, and this was the guy who took blows from the Hulk and Iron Man. Cap is a swift boy. In terms of running speed, we know he's at least capable of keeping up with Black Panther, if not faster. And in the chase scene in Civil War, the pair are seen outrunning several cars, although it's difficult to be sure how fast the cars are going, so not sure on that one. However, he manages to maintain his footing after exiting a speeding car, suggesting he can at least match that speed the car was going with no acceleration time. It's like he's sitting down and then bap, 40 miles an hour. In terms of reaction speed, he's got a few notable feats as well. He dodges and catches Proxima Midnight's spear in Infinity War, catches up to a mini submarine while swimming, and blocks bullets with his shield in reaction to seeing where Bucky's aiming. He's got a bunch of feats of evading gunfire, as well as some pretty nifty parkour chops as well. He's dodged Ultron in a confined area, literally punched a grenade away mid-jump, and perhaps his most insane reaction feat comes from the very first Captain America, where he reacts and ducks from a bullet after it was fired. Now, that's probably a crazy outlier, and I think it'd be a stretch to say MCU Cap had bullet timing, but considering he's not exactly famous for his speed, the guy has some good speed chops. Can't talk about Cap's durability without talking about that shield, right? Oh, fine, but first we'll talk about his innate durability. Well, he gets blasted out of a window by a Chitauri energy blast and falls several stories onto a car and is basically fine moments later. He also no-sells a massive fall in Civil War, although he does land on his shield, so that isn't all natural. He tanks a plasma shot to the stomach, survives being slammed in the stomach by an Ultron bot at huge speed, and survives another multi-story fall, this time without the shield. He's taken punches from Bucky's bionic arm, which can shatter concrete. He'd taken hits from Quicksilver, Spider-Man, and a severe ass-kicking from Iron Man, and been basically fine. He also took a few big punches from Thanos and got back up. And even without his powers, the guy could handle a few blows.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
Hang on, this up. Hang on.
As for the shield, Howard Stark describes it as stronger than steel and completely vibration absorbent. It eats pistol fire like Cocoa Pops, and easily tanks plasma shots with no damage at all. It's also reflected hits from Loki's scepter, Ultron's blasts, and a full powered blow from Thor's hammer with no damage to Steve himself. However, it was shown to be not completely indestructible, as Thanos was able to beat through it in the final battle of Endgame. It's also an effective weapon, being able to cut the wires on a lift, cut through Spider-Man's webbing, and even penetrate Ultron's armor, which had previously resisted aircraft gunfire. Alright, so it's a little harder to find good examples of Cap's intelligence. In terms of scientific knowledge, he's at a terrible disadvantage on account of missing most of the 20th century. However, he's displayed some competent on-the-fly tactics across all the films, and basically seems to be the one who coordinates the team during the Battle of New York and the assaults on the Hydra base. Even before he was Captain America, he's displayed some out-of-the-box problem-solving. We can probably assume the super soldier serum boosted his mental capabilities to some degree, but in terms of hard evidence of that, there's not all that much to show from the films. But on the flip side, who needs smarts when you're rocking a body like that? Damn. I would say none, but it's worth remembering that when in possession of Mjolnir, Cap did have some pretty impressive lightning feats. However, because Mjolnir isn't part of his standard equipment, these won't be reflected in the final rankings at the end of this video. If you really want to know though, with Mjolnir, I'd give Cap's energy projection around a 4. Alright, so this should be pretty obvious, but Captain America is a devastating hand-to-hand fighter. His usual approach seems to be an abuse of his super strength to take down enemies as quickly as possible. However, this doesn't mean he doesn't have technique. He's bested multiple enemies at once, single-handedly, and defeated 10 opponents in an enclosed space who were armed with equipment specifically designed to incapacitate him. He's fought and disarmed the Winter Soldier hand-to-hand, managed to hold his own against Black Panther. Tony said he could easily have taken out Spider-Man if he'd wanted to, and Tony's own AI recognized that even suited up, he couldn't beat Captain America hand-to-hand. He's also ridiculously efficient at fighting with his shield, both hand-to-hand and at a range. Man, I love that moment though. Awesome moves. He's skilled enough with the shield to redirect gunfire at other targets, and he's presumably quite experienced with knives, seeing as he chucks one pretty well. And he's managed to tussle hand-to-hand with some of the best fighters in the MCU. We're talking Loki, Corvus Glaive, Iron Man, Ultron, and of course the big guy, the ultimate evil, the final boss of the MCU. You know who I'm talking about. Come on, let's hear it. Crossbones! Crossbones, baby! I guess that's everything. Let's take a look at the grid. Strength comes in at a very impressive 5, which is in the 25 to 75 ton range. This is mainly due to the helicopter feat and the steel beam lift. I've seen forums where people have argued that that beam weighed as high as 85 tons, which would theoretically place Steve at rank 6. But I've also seen forums where people have argued that Bane could beat the Hulk. We'll just put him at number 5 for now. Speed is a really difficult scale to score highly on. Although Cap does have some impressive reaction feats and running speed, I don't think it's enough to merit a rank 3 on the grid, which the Marvel database suggests should be reaching about 700 miles per hour. So even though he's far, far faster than your average man, I'm gonna have to give him a 2. I'd make it a 2.5 if I could. Intelligence is a 2. I like Steve a lot and I want him to be a 3, but I just don't think he's shown enough to justify it. Durability is a pretty straightforward 3. In fact, I'd say that Captain America embodies everything that a rank 3 durability should be. Straight up enhanced durability. I mean, he carries that shield for a reason, right? Energy projection is a 1, pretty easy. And finally, there's fighting skills. Although Captain America hasn't had the lifetime of hand-to-hand training of someone like, say, Black Widow, the way he combines his super strength, enhanced speed, and tactical knowledge in battle, plus some ridiculous shield feats, plus the aptitude with which he handled Mjolnir with no prior experience, edges him into rank 6. Some people might argue 5, some people might argue 7, but I think he makes a really nice fit in rank 6. You know, I think all things considered, Captain America might be the most symbolic success of the first 3 phases of the MCU. Sure, Iron Man led the charge, but seeing how easily Cap could have come across as boring, it's a testament to the writers, directors, and Chris Evans that he managed to stay both true to his character and morality while still being a total badass. He's also a rare case where the film version of a character is more powerful than the comic version, which I really like. I mean, the dude took down Hitler. Come on, what's not to love? If you drop a comment down below on a character you want me to do, I will definitely do the most requested or the most upvoted one. It might not be the next video I make because I've already got someone in mind, but it will go on a list of videos that will definitely be done. So, there should be another Power Grid episode, which I actually recorded before this one, out on the channel right now. I'm going to drop 2 at once for the first one. So, that's on Wolverine from the comics. Feel free to check that one out if you like this one. I'll pop a link to it right there. Anyhow, on screen right now, there's a list of people and communities without whom this video would have taken way longer and been way worse. That's pretty much everything, I guess. Obviously, the usual shoutouts for subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.